Will Smith, the alchemist of Hollywood. Will Smith's transformation from charming Hollywood leading man to a lightning rod for conspiracy theories is centered on two primary events: his connections to Scientology.
How you gonna not know nothing about Scientology and attack somebody?
And the infamous slap at the 2022 Oscars.
Oh, wow!
Both incidents have fueled a narrative that frames him as a participant in a hidden system of spiritual and social control. The first theory stems from Smith and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith's founding of the New Village Leadership Academy in 2008. Publicly presented as a progressive educational institution, former staff, including headmaster Jacqueline Olivier, later revealed it was essentially a Scientology school. The curriculum allegedly incorporated L. Ron Hubbard's study technology, emotional analysis tools like the tone scale, and internal jargon such as labeling critics suppressive persons. Most damning was the requirement that all staff train at the Scientology Celebrity Center. Although Jada later admitted to exploring various religions, critics found the depth of these associations to be more than casual interest. The school ultimately closed in 2013 after losing parental trust. Smith's next major conspiracy flashpoint was the 2022 Oscars. His shocking slap of comedian Chris Rock, in response to a joke about Jada's alopecia, was broadcast live to millions. While many dismissed the incident as a loss of temper, others interpreted it through a darker lens, as a humiliation ritual required for advancement within a secret elite, often described as the Illuminati. In this theory, public debasement serves as an initiation or submission act. Smith's immediate and emotional acceptance speech and Denzel Washington's cryptic warning, "At your highest moment, be careful, that's when the devil comes for you," are cited as coded language for a hidden ritual. These interpretations draw power from Smith's increasing deviation from Hollywood norms. The couple's open marriage, Jada's entanglement scandal, and their children's non-traditional identities challenge cultural expectations. Combined with Smith's reported use of ayahuasca to channel a spirit called Mother, theorists argue that his fame is tied not to talent alone, but to occult allegiance. His family, to conspiracy thinkers, no longer represents harmless eccentricity, but a blueprint of how hidden power operates in plain sight. Joaquin Phoenix, the reality breaker. Joaquin Phoenix's career is inseparable from a lifelong confrontation with illusion. Theories surrounding him are not based on secret societies or criminal acts, but on the idea that he deliberately manipulates reality itself, blurring the line between actor and character, performance and personhood. The foundation of this mystique is his childhood in the Children of God cult. His parents joined the group in the early 1970s and moved with their 5 children through South America. The cult, led by David Berg, was later exposed for practices involving child abuse and sexual manipulation. Joaquin's older brother, River Phoenix, once claimed in a 1991 interview that he lost his virginity at age 4 while in the group, a statement Joaquin later insisted was sarcastic and made under media pressure. Still, the family's decision to leave the cult in 1977 and change their surname from Bottom to Phoenix marked a symbolic break from a false reality into one of self-reinvention. This origin story deeply informs Phoenix's public performances. His 2-year stunt for the mockumentary I'm Still Here is the clearest example. From 2008 to 2010, he claimed to quit acting to become a rapper. Disheveled, erratic, and often incoherent, he appeared on talk shows and in public completely in character. Most media outlets believed the transformation was real, reporting it as a breakdown. But it was all staged, a carefully crafted deconstruction of fame itself. Phoenix expected the artifice to be obvious. He was shocked when the press didn't catch on. Only after the film's release did his team confirm the hoax. This wasn't just a prank, it was a reflection of the core lesson from his early life, that entire realities can be fabricated, believed, and later revealed as false. Phoenix grew up inside a cult that sold fantasy as truth. I'm Still Here turned that trauma into art, flipping the lens on the media and exposing its hunger for collapse stories. Even his later roles, like Joker, do not offer straightforward narratives. They are provocations, designed to make viewers question how villains are created and who the real architects of chaos are. To theorists, Phoenix isn't hiding secrets, he is performing them. His career is interpreted as an ongoing experiment in reality distortion, a deliberate haunting of the audience's belief in what's real.
Sorry for stopping your video, but you really should subscribe.
Tom Hanks, manufacturing a monster. Tom Hanks's reputation as America's dad made him one of the most universally beloved public figures in Hollywood. But it's precisely this trustworthiness that turned him into a high-value target for the QAnon conspiracy movement. The more wholesome his public image, the more powerfully his alleged hidden evil reinforces their narrative that nothing is as it seems. The accusations against Hanks first gained momentum in the wake of the Pizzagate hoax during the 2016 U.S. presidential election. That theory, based on misinterpreted emails and online speculation, falsely claimed a child trafficking ring operated out of a Washington, D.C. pizzeria. Though Hanks was not initially involved, the emergence of QAnon in late 2017 absorbed and expanded these ideas. QAnon alleged that a global cabal of satanic elites, including politicians, CEOs, and entertainers, secretly control the world through child abuse and ritual sacrifice. Within this context, Hanks was suddenly recast, not as a role model, but as a key figure in this hidden order. Supporters of the theory cite several pieces of so-called evidence, all of which collapse under scrutiny. One commonly cited example is a 2000 2011 sketch on Jimmy Kimmel Live, where Hanks, playing a pageant dad, shouts, "Sexy baby," at a child actress.
In the Miss Ultimate Sexy Baby Nevada?
In context, this was a satirical dig at the show Toddlers and Tiaras, not a personal statement. Another frequent claim is that Hanks's name appears on the flight logs for Jeffrey Epstein's private jet, yet multiple independent reviews of those logs show no such listing. When Hanks and his wife Rita Wilson announced they had COVID-19 in March 2020 while in Australia, QAnon circles claimed it was a cover story for his secret arrest. When he later received honorary Greek citizenship, the story shifted again, claiming he was seeking asylum from prosecution. An article from the satirical website Real Raw News falsely claimed he had been executed by military tribunal. Despite the site openly stating its content is fictional, the claims spread across conspiracy forums as fact. Even innocuous statements have been twisted. In a 2020 graduation speech, Hanks told students they were the chosen ones to shape a new world after the pandemic. This was edited and reframed by theorists as a signal to a secret society, proof that he was ushering in the New World Order. To believers, the lack of real evidence doesn't weaken the theory, it strengthens it. In their logic, only a powerful cover-up could explain why someone like Hanks has remained publicly untouchable. Jim Carrey, the awakened court jester. Jim Carrey's transformation from zany comedic icon to abstract spiritual philosopher is one of the most dramatic public shifts in modern celebrity culture. For some, it's a personal awakening. For others, it's a sign of deep hidden trauma, or worse, deliberate messaging from within the so-called Illuminati. The first major shift began during his work on Man on the Moon in 1999, when Carrey portrayed performance artist Andy Kaufman. Using a method approach, Carrey fully embodied Kaufman and his alter ego Tony Clifton, refusing to break character even off-set. He later said he forgot who Jim Carrey was during filming, an experience he described as ego death. That was the beginning of a personal unraveling that pushed him into deep philosophical reflection on identity, consciousness, and illusion. In the years that followed, Carrey renounced antidepressants, gave away his possessions, and began creating abstract paintings that explore themes of death, spirit, and non-duality. His interviews took on a mystical tone. At a 2017 press event, he told reporters, "We don't exist. We're not people. We're just ideas."
I don't believe in icons. I don't believe in personalities. I believe that peace lies beyond personality.
This metaphysical language, influenced by thinkers like Eckhart Tolle, aligns with spiritual teachings, but sounded alien and unhinged to the public. Conspiracy theorists responded in two primary ways. One group argues that Carrey is a whistleblower for the Illuminati, using coded language and satire to reveal Hollywood's dark secrets. Key moment cited is his 2014 appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live, where Carrey walked on stage, making a triangle gesture around his eye, a clear nod to the all-seeing eye symbol. While delivered as a joke, theorists interpret it as a masked confession. Others point to his semi-autobiographical novel, Memoirs and Misinformation, as a thinly veiled exposé. The more extreme theory is that Carrey is a mind control victim, tied to the CIA's MK Ultra program. This claim leans heavily on a real but unrelated incident from the set of How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Struggling with the suffocating prosthetics, Carrey nearly quit the film. To help him endure the daily torture of the makeup chair, producers brought in a CIA expert trained to teach US operatives how to resist actual torture. The true story is benign. Conspiracy theorists view it as a breadcrumb, proof of intelligence agency involvement in his career. Whether cast as a rebel or a victim, these theories attempt to explain Carrey's rejection of his comedic persona. They treat spiritual awakening as a mask, hiding something darker or more dangerous than enlightenment. Megan Fox, the replicant. The conspiracy theory surrounding Megan Fox is unlike those involving occult rituals or secret societies. Instead, it is rooted in digital obsession and misogyny, manifesting in the belief that she has been replaced by clones, androids, or robotic doubles. This theory strips her of personal agency and reframes her physical evolution as technological manipulation. The theory began circulating in the late 2000s at the height of Fox's fame. Following the successful Transformers movies, online forums and image boards became flooded with side-by-side photos, comparing her facial features over time. Every change, from eyebrow shape to lip volume, was labeled evidence of replacement. Some posts claimed her aura had shifted. Others insisted that the real Megan Fox had disappeared after a certain red carpet event, replaced with a body double possessing only superficial similarities. The visual evidence used to support this theory is misleading at best. Changes in hairstyle, weight, lighting, makeup, and camera angles are all ignored in favor of a narrative that assumes physical consistency equals authenticity. Any deviation must mean a swap. While this mirrors other celebrity clone theories, targeting artists like Taylor Swift or Eminem, the Fox theory is particularly extreme in its denial of normal human transformation. In reality, Fox has been open about her physical changes. In a 2024 Call Her Daddy podcast interview, she confirmed several cosmetic procedures, including rhinoplasty in her early 20s and 3 separate breast augmentations. She also admitted to using fillers and Botox, while denying more invasive rumors like buccal fat removal or facelifts. Her transparency stands in direct contrast to the conspiracy, yet theorists continue to reject her statements. Another source of confusion is the use of professional doubles in film. Fox has been doubled by stunt women such as Stacey Carino during Transformers and Alexandra Dragova in Subservience. For intimate scenes or action-heavy sequences, these stand-ins are industry standard. However, conspiracy theorists often cite these doubles as proof that replacements exist behind the scenes, secretly taking over public-facing duties. At its core, this theory isn't about cloning or robotics. It's a high-tech extension of a long-standing cultural narrative that denies women autonomy. By framing Fox as an artificial construct, theorists erase her agency, reduce her to a manufactured product, and punish her for altering her appearance, as if the only acceptable version of a woman is a frozen, idealized image that never evolves. Nicolas Cage, the immortal man. Unlike most celebrity conspiracies, the theory surrounding Nicolas Cage is playful rather than accusatory. It claims that Cage is an immortal being, possibly a vampire or time traveler, who has existed for centuries under different identities. Unlike darker conspiracies that seek to expose or destroy reputations, this one operates more like an internet-wide celebration of Cage's eccentricity. The theory originated in 2011, when a Civil War-era carte de visite photograph surfaced on eBay. The image depicted a man from 19th century Tennessee who bore an uncanny resemblance to Cage. The seller claimed it was proof that Cage was a vampire who reinvents himself every 75 years. Though listed as satire, the photo went viral and sparked a wave of memes, deep dives, and amateur detective work. Fans began searching for other historical doppelgangers, and they found them, most notably, a 19th century portrait of Emperor Maximilian of Mexico, whose facial features were nearly identical to Cage's. The theory quickly morphed into a time travel narrative. Reddit users and meme creators posited that Cage wasn't undead, but a being who could move through history at will. Supporting this view was the discovery of a similar vintage photograph resembling John Travolta, prompting speculation that both actors were members of a secret, ageless Hollywood cabal. The running joke became that Cage uses time travel to watch his own movies' box office returns and retroactively manipulate their success by buying tickets in the past. Adding fuel to the fire is Cage's own persona. His acting style, labeled nouveau shamanic, is intense, bizarre, and otherworldly. His filmography includes an unusually high number of roles involving the supernatural, from psychic powers in Next to ghostly possession in Ghost Rider. His real-life behavior is just as eccentric. He once bought a pyramid-shaped tomb in New Orleans for his eventual burial and named his son Kal-El after Superman. Cage has acknowledged the vampire theory in interviews, including a 2010 appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman, where he denied it with a smile. But in internet lore, denial is just another layer of confirmation. The fun lies in pretending it's real, not because people believe it, but because Cage's mythical status makes the absurd feel almost plausible. This theory thrives not on suspicion, but on affection. It's a collaborative, harmless myth built around admiration for an actor who defies categorization, a rare case of conspiracy as cultural tribute. If you're thinking about subscribing, now's the time. I'm about to post a ton here. Thanks, back to it. Heath Ledger, the myth of a cursed role. The death of Heath Ledger in January of 2008 shocked the world. But rather than accept the official explanation, accidental overdose due to combined prescription drugs, many chose to believe a darker, more mythic narrative. Central to this theory is the belief that Ledger's intense portrayal of the Joker in The Dark Knight destroyed him psychologically, ultimately leading to his death. This narrative, often called the Joker's curse, rests on the romanticized idea that Ledger went so deep into character that he couldn't escape. Reports claimed he locked himself in a hotel room for weeks, kept a diary filled with disturbing thoughts, and slept only 2 hours per night. In interviews, he described the Joker as a psychopathic, mass-murdering clown, and mentioned suffering from insomnia during filming. For theorists, these comments served as proof that the role had consumed him. However, this interpretation collapses under factual review. Ledger had completed filming The Dark Knight in November of 2007, more than 2 months before his death. At the time, he was working on Terry Gilliam's The Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus, where co-stars described him as upbeat and energized. The autopsy revealed no illicit drugs, but a lethal combination of prescribed painkillers, sleeping aids, and anti-anxiety medications. Medical experts categorized the death as accidental combined drug intoxication, a tragically common occurrence in the modern pharmaceutical landscape. Yet the myth persists, reinforced by additional speculation. Some allege that Jack Nicholson warned Ledger not to take the role, implying it was cursed. Others go further, claiming he was possessed, or that his death was part of an Illuminati ritual sacrifice. The idea that he was overtaken by evil forces feeds into a long-standing archetype, the tortured artist, who flies too close to the sun and pays the ultimate price. This cursed role theory offers a more compelling emotional arc than the banal truth. It transforms a young man's private health struggle into a story of artistic martyrdom. It recasts a preventable accident as a poetic tragedy, a brilliant actor dying for his craft. To fans and theorists alike, this version is more satisfying. It provides meaning in the face of chaos. But in doing so, it replaces Ledger's real-life vulnerabilities with a fictional legacy shaped by superstition, not evidence. Paul Walker, too fast, too furious, and too knowledgeable? Paul Walker's death in a fiery car crash on November 30th, 2013 was ruled an accident caused by excessive speed in a high-performance Porsche Carrera GT. But for many fans, the tragedy felt too scripted, too ironic. The man best known for playing a fearless street racer in the Fast Furious franchise died in a high-speed wreck. To some, this wasn't coincidence, it was cover-up. Two main conspiracy paths emerged. The first claims Walker faked his death to escape fame or live in anonymity. The second, more complex, suggests that he was assassinated either by remote control car sabotage or a planted explosive device. In both narratives, the crash is not a tragedy, but a calculated operation. The most widely circulated assassination theory suggests that Walker was killed because he uncovered incriminating information about the Clinton Foundation's activities in Haiti following the 2010 earthquake. According to this narrative, while working through his charity, Reach Out Worldwide, Walker supposedly discovered evidence of child trafficking or financial fraud involving international relief funds. Believers claim he was preparing to go public and was eliminated before he could speak. This theory, however, rests on zero credible evidence. PolitiFact, among other fact-checkers, rated the claim pants on fire, noting that no documents, testimonies, or media sources corroborate the existence of any such information. The only real connection is that both Walker's charity and the Clinton Foundation operated in Haiti during overlapping timeframes. That thin overlap has been inflated into an elaborate theory with no factual support. The official investigation, led by the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department and supported by Porsche engineers, concluded the crash was caused by driving at speeds between 80 and 93 miles per hour in a 45 miles per hour zone. No second car was involved. The tires were over 9 years old and underinflated, contributing to the loss of control. There were no signs of foul play or mechanical sabotage. Walker, riding as the passenger, died from a combination of trauma and burns, indicating he survived the initial impact. Still, the theories persist because they offer a narrative that aligns with his on-screen persona. In film, Walker's character Brian O'Connor always survives the impossible. To fans, the idea that he died in a routine accident feels like a betrayal of that myth. So the public rewrites the ending, casting him as either a silenced hero or a secret survivor, rather than just another victim of speed and circumstance. If you enjoyed this, go ahead and subscribe. I've got a lot more content coming. Thanks for watching.